A couple of weeks ago I talked about a Canon Model 7 I had bought and I was very enthusiastic about the camera. I'm still enthusiastic about the camera. I've had another film through it this week and that's what I'm going to talk about because I've got to know the camera a little bit more and I've discovered a couple more nice design features. So this video is going to be moderately short. I'm talking about the lens more than the camera today, but I'm going to start with just sort of what I was talking about before. This is the camera. It's currently got a Jupiter 8 on. I was really pleased with the ray. You've got the viewfinder, you've got the choices of lens here and the meter. Now, something I discovered, well, there's all sorts of things I've discovered, is when you rewind the film, you have to put it on R. You rewind the film, and when you take the lens, when you take the film out, I found that it has to go back to A for the counter to go back to S. That's what I found with this camera. It might not be the same on all of them, but it could just be this camera. Because initially I thought, oh dear, have we got a sticky counter? But it seemed to be, as soon as I put it back onto A, it was fine. The other thing I discovered, and I'm just checking that there's no film in this camera. No. Right, you've got to make sure that the lock here is open. Now, this was something I haven't seen on any other cameras. Here, down here, there's an inset so you can then get your spool in, and as soon as you turn it to lock, it basically locks the spool in. So you must have it open like this to actually get the film out. That was something I hadn't realised. As I said, I haven't seen that on any other camera. I've talked about how the shutter is made out of a form of plastic, but it is actually, as we talked last time, a focal plane shutter. The rind on is lovely. As I said, I was really pleased with this camera. But what I thought I would do is, here we have a Jupiter 8 lens. Right, and I take it off, put it carefully to the side, and I just happen to have over here a lens from a Leica, just like you have one lying around. This is a joke, I don't have them lying around, I only have the one. This is an Elmar lens, and this is a classic lens. Now, I did find something a bit odd on this camera, on the lens, which I'm going to talk about. The lens is collapsible and you have to bring it out like that, which is fine. Now, the rangefinder appeared at first to work really well. Then I noticed when I was doing infinity landscapes, it didn't quite close, it wanted to go a bit further, and there's this screw here which works very well on the Leica 3, but it just wasn't. Now, looking on the photographs have come out really sharp, so I think it's more to do with alignment. What was interesting, when I had the cheap Jupiter lens on, it was absolutely fine. The rangefinder was really accurate. Really, with writing, it worked really well. This lens, when I've had it on the Leica, it lines up beautifully and it's in focus. I think it's more to do with the fact that this is a 1938 lens. This is a 1964 camera. I have a Taylor Hobson lens that I'm going to try on it, but for this film I used this Elmar lens on this camera. Let's see what the results were actually like. The light was beginning to go when I started to take these photographs. It was a Friday afternoon at the end of February, but it had been a very bright afternoon, and as you can see, the images are well focused. We've got plenty of detail on the brickwork. This lens on the Canon is working absolutely fine. These two ends of buildings were perfectly sharp, and as I said, I was using the rangefinder, and I was quite happy with how the session was progressing. It was when I started to take some shots from a distance that I noticed the rangefinder wasn't quite aligning, particularly in this shot. And it's interesting, the shot is in focus and it's absolutely fine, but it was as if it still wanted to move a bit further, and as I said on the video, there's an issue with a little screw on the lens. But when I put it on the Leica, it focused absolutely fine. And as I said, what was interesting, when I put the Jupiter 8 on, it was absolutely fine. So in hindsight, it definitely works with the Leica lens, and the Leica lens is absolutely super. But to be honest, I was surprised with how good the Jupiter was. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.